Okay, so in this video naman, we will discuss about how hypothesis testing about the population mean when a variance is known. Okay? Okay. So, diniscuss natin sa nauna nating video yung hypothesis. So, making assumptions or making hypothesis. Okay, so formulating null and alternative. So ngayon naman, hypothesis testing. So itetest naman natin or i-check naman natin kung kailan ba natin i-accept or i-reject yung hypothesis. Kailan ba natin i-accept si null, kailan ba natin i-accept si alternative. Okay? So hypothesis testing, this is a procedure used by statisticians to determine whether to reject or accept a statement about a population. So magkakaroon tayo ng claim and magpo-formulate tayo ng null and alternative and itetest natin kung alin ba doon yung i-accept natin. Okay? So kung ang given situation natin is yung sample size is greater than or equal to 30 and yung variance natin or yung population variance natin is known or given din sa ating situation, then yung formula natin to solve for the test value is z is equal to x bar minus mu all over sigma or population standard deviation over the square root of n, where x bar is the sample mean, mu is the population mean, sigma is the population standard deviation, and n or small letter n is the sample size. Okay, so for example, the leader of the Association of Jeepney Drivers claims that the average daily take-home pay of all the jeepney drivers in Pasay is 400 pesos. A random sample of 100 jeepney drivers in Pasay City was interviewed. And the average daily take-home of these drivers is found to be 425 pesos. And use a 0.05 level of significance to find out if the average daily take-home pay of all jeepney drivers in Pasay City is different from 400 pesos. So let's assume that the population variance is 8,464 pesos. Okay. So first, we have 5 steps para i-check kung i-reject ba natin or i-accept yung ating hypothesis. Okay, so but then, bago tayo mag-proceed sa step 1, alamin muna natin kung ano-ano ba yung given. Okay, so meron tayo ditong population mean. So, population mean natin is 400. So, paano natin nasabi that this 400 is the population mean? So, intindihin, analyze ng mabuti ang ating problem. Sabi dito, average daily take-home pay of all jeepney drivers in Pasay City is 400 pesos. So, all jeepney drivers in Pasay City is 400 pesos. So, ito yung population natin. Okay? And next is a random sample of 100. So, random sample of 100 jeepney drivers. So, ibig sabihin, sa dami or sa kabuoang bilang ng jeepney drivers, kumuha lang sila ng 100. Okay? So, yung 100 na yun, this will serve as the value of n. Ito yung sample size natin. Okay? So, galing sa population, kumuha lang ng 100 na random sample 100 na jeepney drivers. Okay? And next, in Pasay City was interviewed and the average daily take-home of these drivers is found to be 425 pesos. Ano po yung 425 na yon? Ito po yung sample mean. So, ma'am, bakit po sample mean? Kasi po, itong 425 is the average, ibig sabihin mean or average ng 100 na drivers. And yung 100 na drivers na to ay sample lang po. So, ibig sabihin, yung 425 ay sample mean. Okay? And next, ayan. So, use a 0.05 level of significance. So, yung level of significance po, this is denoted by alpha. Okay? So, alpha is equal to 0.05. Okay? Kung sakaling naka 5% or naka percent, convert lang natin siya into decimal. Okay? So, again, 0.05 level of significance. So, alpha is 0.05. Okay, so next. So, population variance or population variance, sigma squared is equal to 8,464. Okay? 8,464. So, balikan natin kanina, no? Sabi natin, ang value ni n is greater than or equal to 30. So, okay tayo dito. N is equal to 100, which is greater than or 30. Next. Given po si population variance. Okay? Given si population variance, which is 8464. So, ibig sabihin, kung ano yung formula na nakita natin kanina, magagamit natin dito sa problem na to. Okay. So, since alam na natin kung ano-ano ba yung mga given, so, step 1, proceed na tayo sa step 1. Or step 1 is, we're going to state the null and the alternative hypothesis. So, alam na naman kung paano mag-formulate ng null and alternative. So, kung sakaling hindi pa alam, okay, so balik lang po dun sa unang video. Okay, so what is our null and what will be the alternative? Okay, so yung null hypothesis, again, null hypothesis, ang symbol natin is equal. So, mu, okay, so mu is equal to, ano yung value? 400. Okay, so mu is equal to 400. Okay, and next, how about the alternative? Alternative natin, meron tayong 3 inequalities. Meron pwedeng greater than, pwedeng greater than, pwedeng less than, pwedeng not equal. Pero sa situation na to or sa scenario na to, ano yung gagamitin natin? Greater than ba, less than ba, or not equal ba? Okay? So, meron ba tayo dyan nakita na phrase or words na kailangan gamitin si greater than? Meron bang phrase or words na dapat ang gamitin daw natin is less than? So, wala po. Ang meron dito is different from 400. Okay? Different from 400. So, kapag po ganon, ang gagamitin nating symbol is not equal to 400. Okay? So, not equal to 400. So, this is the alternative and the null hypothesis. Our null hypothesis, mu is equal to 400, and our alternative hypothesis, mu is not equal to 400. Okay, so next step. Next step is set the level of significance and determine the critical value. Okay, so based on our given problem, binigay na naman po kung ano ang ating level of significance. Our alpha or level of significance is equal to, ayan, so 0.05. Okay? And next. Okay, so our alpha is 0.05. So ngayon, since this is a two-tailed test, okay, so bakit natin nasabi na two-tailed test? Again, paano natin malalaman kung anong type of test ang meron tayo? Check natin si alternative hypothesis. Tingnan ang symbol. Ang symbol ng alternative natin dito is not equal. Again, kapag not equal po ang symbol, that is considered as two-tailed test. Okay, so yung alpha kasi, this is the probability of rejecting the null. So, ito yung rejection region. Ito yung alpha. So, since this is a two-tailed test, ibig sabihin, you need to divide alpha by 2. Okay? Again, since this is a two-tailed test, you need to divide alpha by 2. So, kukuhanin natin si alpha over 2. Okay? So, that is equal to 0.05 over 2. Okay? So, 0.05 divided by 2 is equal to 0.025. So, our alpha over 2 is equal to 0.025. Okay. So, ibig sabihin sa ating curve, itong left tail is 0.025 and itong nasa right tail is 0.025. Okay? Okay, so next, sa step 2 pa rin po, after natin na makuha yung level of significance, you need to determine the critical value. So, hanapin natin, ano ba yung critical value? So, yung critical value, itong pinaka-boundary na yan. Okay? So, ano yung value niyan? Okay, so to find the critical value, once na nakuha mo na si alpha over 2, since hinati mo siya, 0.5, which is half of the curve, ayan. So, 0.5, which is half of the curve, minus, okay, so minus, kung ano yung nakuha mong alpha over 2, which is 0.025. Okay, which is equal to, okay, so which is equal to, so 0.5 minus 0.025 is equal to 0.475, 0.475 or 0.4750. Okay, so 0.475 or 0.4750. Okay, so kapag katapos ito, pag nakuha nyo na itong si 0.4750, hahanapin naman natin yung corresponding value niya sa ating z-table. Okay, so again, hahanapin natin yung corresponding value niya sa ating z-table. Again, 0.4750. Okay, so ating z-table, ayan. So, z-table. So, dati, pag kinukuha natin yung areas under the normal curve, ang ginagawa natin, tingin sa taas, then tingin sa gilid, then kung saan mag-intersect, yun yung area. But then, ngayon po, pabaligtad. Sa loob tayo maghahanap. Sa loob natin nahanapin si number. Then, tsaka tayo palabas. Okay? So, ang hinahanap natin is 0.4750. So, hanapin nyo si 0.4750. Okay, so ayan. So, 0.4750. Okay? So, tingin pakaliwa. So, 1.9. Tingin pataas, which is 0.06. So, ibig sabihin, yung corresponding z-value ni 0.4750 is 1.96. So, ito yung critical value natin. Again, si 0.4750, hanapin sa loob. Okay, so 0.4750, then tingin pa kaliwa, then tingin pataas, so that is 1.96. So, ang critical value, yan ang ating critical value, is positive and negative 1.96. So, bakit po positive and negative 1.96? This is a two-tailed test. So, ibig sabihin, meron sa kaliwa, meron sa kanan. Okay, again, positive and negative 1.96. So, negative 1.96 sa kaliwa, positive 1.96 sa kanan. Okay? Okay, so ibig sabihin po, at 5% level of significance or 0.05 level of significance, our critical value is positive and negative 1.96. 96. Okay, so ito na tayo sa step 2. So next na tayo sa step 3. For the step 3, compute the test value. So ano yung test value? Paano natin kukunin yung test value natin? So the formula, okay, so ang formula na gagamitin natin dito is Z is equal to x bar minus mu over sigma over the square root of n. Okay? So, x bar minus mu over sigma over the square root of n. Okay, so check natin yung given. Meron tayong x bar, yes po. Meron tayong population mean. Meron na tayong n. Pero wala tayong sigma. Ang meron kasi tayo dito is variance. Wala tayong standard deviation. Ibig sabihin, kailangan mong kunin yung standard deviation. And paano mo makukuha yun? Just simply get the just simply get the square root of the variance. So to find the standard deviation, just simply get the square root of the variance, which is 8464. Okay, so kung sakaling hindi given si standard deviation. Okay, pero kung standard deviation na ang given dito, ibig sabihin, hindi mo na kailangan pang kunin yung square root. Pwede na tayo mag-direct. Since wala po tayong given of SD, so kukunin muna natin yung square root ni variance. Okay? So next, so square root of 8464 is equal to 92. Okay, so our sigma is equal to 92. So, pwede na tayo mag-proceed dito. So, pwede mo nang i-substitute lahat ng given. Lahat ng meron tayong given. So, z is equal to, ang x bar natin is 425. 425 minus ang population mean natin, which is 400. And over sigma, which is 92. Over the square root of n. Square root of 100. Okay, so pwede tayong mag-direct na sa calcu. Okay, so kung sakaling magmamano-mano kayo, pag nasa process, bawal pong mag-round off. Okay po. Ayan. So, meron tayong 425 minus 400 over, ayan, 92, then over the square root of 100. Okay, and that is equal to 125 over 46 or nakadecimal po 2.7173. Round off your final answer into 2 decimal places, and this is 2.72. So ang test value natin is 2.72. Okay, so ngayon, since meron na tayong value ni z, ayan. So, meron na tayong value ni z. Pwede na tayo mag-proceed sa step 4. Sa step 4, you will decide whether to accept or to reject the null hypothesis. Okay, so kailan ba natin i-accept, kailan ba natin i-reject yung null hypothesis? So, dito sa ating curve, okay, so itong right tail and left tail na to, itong shaded part na to, since two-tailed tayo, this is the rejection region. Okay, so once na nag-fall dito sa rejection region, yung inyong test value, ibig sabihin, you need to reject the hypothesis, the null hypothesis. Pero kung sakaling dito, sa non-rejection region, nag-fall ang inyong test value, ibig sabihin, you need to accept the null hypothesis. Okay, so again, kapag dito nag-fall, accept the null, reject the alternative. Kapag dito nag-fall sa rejection region, reject the null, accept the alternative. Okay? So, now, ang ating test value is 2.72. So, sa ating curve, si 2.72 ay saan natin makikita? Okay? So, sa ating curve, si 2.72 ay magfo-fall siguro dito sa right side ni 1.96. Okay? Si 2.72 ay makikita natin sa right side ni 1.96. 96. So, ibig sabihin po, nasa rejection region. Okay? So, this is rejection region. As well as this one. This is rejection region. So, since si 2.72 ay nag-fall sa rejection region, ibig sabihin, we need to reject the null. Okay? Reject si null, accept si alternative. Okay? Again, since si 2.72 na ating test value ay nag-fall sa ating rejection region, ibig sabihin, we need to reject the null, accept the alternative. Okay, so again, reject the null, and accept the alternative. Okay? Okay. So next, from that, makakapag-formulate na tayo ng ating conclusion. Okay. So since ang i-accept natin ay alternative, kunin lang natin yung statement for alternative. Okay, so for our conclusion, therefore, the average daily take-home pay of jeepney drivers is not equal. Okay, so not equal to 400 pesos. So bakit po not equal? Reject the null, accept the alternative. Alternative natin, not equal to 400. So, not equal to 400. Nireject natin yung null kasi po, nag-fall under the rejection region. Okay? So, yun lang po. Okay po. So, yun lang po. Kapag, ganito lang yung gagawin natin kapag ang value ni n is greater than or equal to 30 and given yung population variance.